Before humans mastered fire, every sunset was a warning. As the last light disappeared behind the mountains, the world changed. Darkness belonged to something else. Giant predators emerged from the shadows. The temperature plunged. Every unfamiliar sound could mean death. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans did not rule the earth. They survived it. Then one discovery changed everything. Not a weapon, not a city, not a king. Just a single flame. A tiny spark that transformed frightened survivors into the species that would one day conquer the planet.
This is the story of humanity's first fire.
40,000 years ago, Earth was beautiful and merciless. Humans were intelligent, but intelligence alone could not stop the freezing cold. It could not outrun hungry predators. It could not make the sun rise any faster. Every day was a race against time. People searched for food while daylight lasted. They gathered plants. They hunted small animals. They repaired their shelters because everyone knew what happened after sunset. The world belonged to something else. Across frozen valleys, woolly mammoths wandered in enormous herds. Dire wolves hunted together with deadly precision. Cave lions waited silently in the darkness. Humans were not the strongest creatures alive. Often, they were simply the easiest prey. So families stayed together. They sheltered inside caves or simple huts covered with animal skins. They huddled together to share body heat. Even then, sleep came lightly. The wind crept through every opening. The scent of humans drifted into the night. And somewhere beyond the darkness, something was always listening. Night after night, the greatest enemy wasn't hunger. It wasn't the cold. It was the darkness itself. But that was about to change. No one knows exactly when humans first learned to control fire. It probably wasn't a single moment. Perhaps lightning set a tree ablaze. Perhaps someone carried burning branches from a wildfire. Or perhaps sparks flying from striking stones revealed an incredible secret. At first, fire inspired fear. It burned. It spread without warning. It destroyed everything in its path. Yet curiosity overcame fear. Little by little, our ancestors learned. They discovered which wood burned the longest. They learned to shield flames from rain and wind. Most importantly, they learned how to keep a tiny ember alive until morning. That small ember became humanity's greatest treasure. Because once a fire stayed alive, everything else began to change. Imagine that first night. A handful of people sit inside a dark cave. Outside, the wind howls across the valley. Predators roam in search of food. But inside, a small orange flame flickers. For the first time, darkness no longer reaches every corner. Warmth fills the cave. The bitter cold retreats. Predators hesitate to approach. Children fall asleep. Parents finally rest. Nobody says a word. They simply stare into the fire. Without realizing, they are witnessing one of the greatest turning points in history. The flame is small. Its consequences are limitless. Fire did far more than keep people warm. It changed what humans could eat. Raw meat was tough. Many plants were difficult or impossible to digest. Cooking transformed both. Food became softer, safer, easier to digest. The body spent less energy chewing and processing meals. More energy became available for something extraordinary: the human brain. Generation after generation, better nutrition helped support larger, more demanding brains. The fire outside the body was quietly changing the body itself. But an even greater transformation was still to come. For the first time, night was no longer wasted. Families gathered around the flames. Hunters described the day's dangers. Elders shared lessons earned through experience. Children listened. They remembered. Knowledge no longer disappeared with those who discovered it. It could be passed on. One generation taught the next. Stories became traditions. Traditions became culture. The fire was no longer just a tool for survival. It became the center of human life. Around those ancient flames, communities were born. Fire changed humanity's relationship with nature forever. Before fire, humans adapted to the world. After fire, the world slowly began adapting to humans. They entered colder lands, expanded into new continents, cooked food, made stronger tools, eventually melted metal. Every civilization, every city, every machine, every engine, every rocket can trace its story back to one simple flame. A creature that once feared the night now carried its own light. For the first time in history, humans held something no other animal possessed: control. Today, electricity lights our homes. Technology protects us from dangers our ancestors could never imagine. Yet every modern invention shares the same ancestor: a small fire burning inside a dark cave. A moment when a group of early humans looked into the flames and understood that nature did not have to decide their fate. They could learn, they could adapt, they could overcome. Humanity's greatest strength was never its size, it was its ability to transform knowledge into survival. That was the night darkness lost its power. That was the moment history changed. That was the beginning of the First Age.